been really exciting to be here so far. And I'm sure it'll get better. Am I audible enough? I'm going to read a sort of small cross section of what I've been working on. The bits from Dwarf Surge, for example, and there are other pieces here in parts of Danigo that are all going to be in one book, and then I'll finish with part of a newer project called Pin. Here are the function. I have said this before, your powder hearts and puffy palms, deep ghost dirt of dizzy red and grey as blinded drums. You have heard this before, your peace amounts to nothing but waste and quick. Back in the basement, not sight, not room, not like the blood of my grey mare, denial of cell, the secret of the basement is itself. The typeface sent me, yes, no, skunk can possibly escape the willing tools of the project, for you are revolt and fog and goat sounds, ear to wood and ground, and I am mythic ordinary people with hearts of plastic, wire and nail, of artificial fires, of invisible writing. We have not called her. By powder, by surprise. The button waits, the wire spits. Why, this is hell, nor am I of it. Because the circle comes at night and has no reason for its borders as it runs up the wall and leaves a trail of cracks from which the ghost of some frayed politics leaks. Visits your face, calls you gas, welcomes you to the equation where you have no fingers left to count, and your mouth is force-fit with a cylinder that cuts circles into everything, including the black hole in the corner of the flat where tiny social mouths begin to burn during atmosphere. Pity theories, grey mouths, or somebody says. So you wrap up in a shell of what they used to call brick, hair, the quiet nerve nest. Puts then in blood and left firework, a displeased to the responsibility of lights. A moment of geometry ends in backdraft. Radius in ash, stupefied charcoal helix. Your face disappears, but mouth spills plasmic chance. The if arrives, the mouths bloom wide. It's the historical lumber room of poetics, pure and sans sujet. There you find the dust, the allergens. Realities lost because they died of something wicked, gloom, toxic speculations, trashy repetitions. People there were choking, squee-longs into outsourced graveyards, panopticons for circles, perfect absence, all forensic sketches into metal, insertion, into metal, infuse in your face, hot particle, and then you found an aid at Chernobyl heart. The cure for Chernobyl heart is eating a Chernobyl heart. You're told and you believe. For you are pure and sans sujet, the concept artisan, the blood of my greyhound, the denial of cell, the golden torso at center points, the new poetic triumph, the hell, the mask, the blank page gone blank. Rolled muddy, thighs 3 years, had mud beneath scalps 3 years, was mud for fluids 3 years, and coughing and fleas, then holes round me imploded muck like hole. I came from ruined to nothing. Spades cannot dig that nothing. Then to the new dis and its hot sand, and my gun and truck and meat, sow, potato, tossed to dogs when it was over. When my life became that nothing dog, the cleaning hole, the skin of holes, and with no country, I cleaned and cleaned and cleaned until I entered little ancient shoes. No hair, no word, old hole, no shape, no body. Clocked clay, my last would choke it back to mud and stuck in mud and coughing, and flies, the swell. The fast and bulbous clock burst thousands out and open like onions mud, from mud to under mud, from drills to walls and branch bobs like Schnell overwhelmed. There's no way to the woods, like in Vale, just cataracts, lace of wire, snaggy bottom pines, or in other words, denial face. Thousands did mud from drills to burst illusory, a lie, and my bloody greyhounds here. The blood of my greyhound, general dynamics on my trail. No zeros in sight, but those eyes in ground, since always. Clogging the ground since always. And so where is it you went? Nothing? Why is it you're late? Nowhere. Nothing is no gesture here. 5,000 years be like an evening gone, so fool, spittle. Where is it you went? The blood of my greyhound actually comes from an old folk song. About a mother asking her son repeatedly where his brother is. Basically, he's killed his brother, but he keeps denying the source of the blood on his sword. So first it's his his dog, then it's his old mare, and then he's like, yeah, right, it's my brother, because none of them did what he wanted them to do. So it's the source of that. Nothing is no gesture here. 5,000 years be like an evening gone, so fool, spittle, where is it you went? I tried to move, but fell right through the eggshells, dropped to the floor, lost time, lost weight. The concrete, the commute, the dust and sick of that place, and somewhere in there the mass come of results not worth discussing. But problems, wars, dead batteries, stuff from heads. So, all right, sit still in ferocity. Limbs extend with provisional sticks constructed of pencils, taped to pencils, taped to pencils, taped to pencils, and scribble, hiss, split, and howl of clouds spun out. Are you still there? Which floor? Here, this utopia, the no place, can't get in when data packets. False triangles, charts, glam and berserks, place of heavy electricity, great globby lightning, of subject matter experts, ruggedized mission systems, the dark sizzle acoustic chord, utopia, the no place. When things happen like sits, the work in the woods, the inconvenience later. Skull blocks, Vatica's bulb and bare room. I will seize, I will telephone each point on the smallpox chart. My factories, my mice, my laboratory, orchestra, all still a secret blade and cake, confiture that cannot see the motionless center below. Smile in a throat like that of a sheep. Something happened in a sense of later there's work to be done in the woods. Inconvenient. The woods, the work. But we are collective responsibility. Let's vigilante and suck dirt later. in woods, in the music of dwarves, very legal dwarf music. Drum, drum, pine cone, home, dirt-packed holes and whistling mouths. Steel makes the acquaintance of the post-magneto, or the stock-tight grin, or the bag too tedious to tie, the radius of fractals sloshed upon the clay. So switch off the white room and the silence lines that flooding it open is real. Order hardened, overcrowded. The there is over there, semantic accumulated, and you, number face, scissor face, neon face, me face. You know the here is in floor, super nerved and data wired. Ghost storms, glowing fracture. Fuck off with this blanchy room. Well, here we have the emissaries of the snout, the tradition of the dotted line, admin. Sentence be shot, sentence to exile, sentence silent metastasis of each camp. On the basis of listed curtains in the courtyard, jam in the courtyard, jam at the gates. Red and black at every entrance, Judas holes in every wall. You thought maybe those words you thought were yours, but now they eat you, now they eat you, now they bring you, and they X you in your faces, dotted lines in every time, and no, not even the dead are safe. Because there are no words in a naturalized state of emergency, how to make them understand you are thirsty, how to ask for a pair of scissors, a mirror, a cross-section of cracked time. Some partial translation of Daniel Corbera following on that. Swarms. We will bang into the sun, blinded, thirsty, howling. And revolt. Project. Spasm in this pit, sucked blind by white lights. Subterranean gallery as a fist against death walls, glittering the mine shaft, dumb the hands. Bombed underground on hooks, you put the holes in the dream head, drill geometry, six-claw solitaire forever. I was, or am, in the chasm, refracted, though the dream had shut. Crackle, hard, mauve, in the passage. Tiny dogs on ice all around, tiny dogs, and howls. Looking through the mirror, there's that inner circle. The hands, heads, faces, frozen, and even when the air moves crystal flakes, they look ready. Ready. The most pathetic poem is Small People on Fire. And from lithium, ate on the way to Cliff's cheapest tanks. But how stupid it is to wait. Machines and truth shall be crushed by the water of something surging, nervous walls with their cheap metal flickers. My machine, your flicker. And back in the mines, the dwarfs, the presences, spinning silent. Your mouth doesn't move, but there is no word. There's a boat, and it has dead noise, and there, in sands, you hear dead noise, revolt noise, negation of noise unheard. Spitter in sand. I ordered a hurricane and I'm still on this island. I'm still on this island. And that passage, moving open, we inserted a history and now it won't stop. And just a bit from Pin, which is interspersed with a lot of collage. I've got a few of these available if anyone wants to have a look. Begins with a quotation. With his promising hands and his drones, he would set up a manufacture. What then shall this manufacture be? It may be this and that and the other thing, says the hard labour bill. It shall be anything or everything, say I. Jeremy Bentham. It begins with the phrase machine. Tells of tensions between the making of pins and the mashing of potatoes. It tells you about the world as if you weren't already in it. This or this. Rhetoric of spectral choice, and behind you a sporting hatch. But it is also the midget. Sees not how it tracks itself, so alright. The pins, yes, pins, and polished with teeth we prepare gifts between shifts. Here, where cluelessness is made system, the filament winding as a map of hair, fussed as a birch broom in the fits, a noise nerve in which the pills are grown, tiny makers of the quiet. You will be interested in the stinging hairs. You will notice abdominal nests, 1,000 lights breathing. And then you're among them, pinned eggs, mock nothing, and the wordless string arrives to tell you you are so many from making. You get fitful. You're angry. In the corner, I was fairly informed. I sent another note. I held a special meeting. I swiveled and scratched my fingers. 3 tarsal claws at the end of legs, spiderlings, grasping knobs, barbed hairs on dorsal surface of abdomen, and of wolf mother spiders. Yes. I laid out the situation. I gave the orders. I crawled to the ceiling and suspected options. I condemned poorly drawn circles. I did not discuss. I sent another note. I requested. I had to make sure. I had to re-kill mothers. I ensured a solution. I held them personally responsible. I grafted my face to the wall, sucked, withdrew. I ate a cream cake. I went to the glass. I investigated the carpet and I decided. Here we have scenes set with startling geometry. The house, the spike, that place that comes with staples, gruel, soup, potatoes, coffins of good elm, each according to size, specific bottoms well pitched. How dare you prefer death from hunger over work? This is cover of songs from the workhouse, which is very much frames a lot of Pin as a project. It's a poem by Joanna Rajkowska. It's part of her installation, A Tourist in Other People's Reality in the Walthamstow Workhouse Museum. The content of the songs is based on archival materials referring to the reasons for admission into this workhouse during the year 1745 and the number of its inhabitants. Blind, destitute, lost the use of his legs, destitute, infirm, ruptured, readmitted, being found, pregnant, would not stop, child died, would not stop, mother dead, illegitimate, father dead, removed home with mother, father destitute, born in a house, parents dead, left her place. 3 men aged between 33 to 60, 12 women aged between 27 to 82, 5 boys aged between 1 to 11, 12 girls aged between 4 to 14. And behold the hands disappearing. There is no conjuring. It was as if everything was. The hands that make the heads propped up on chairs. The chairs are made by scabs. The scabs creep across the floor is moisture. Moisture lets the soul dies water. Water's a night hole. Night hovers empty nothingness. Nothingness contains it all the night, all thick night. Here a bloody head comes up. There in front and goes. And there's some more night like what's in every single eye. In skeletal tripe. Oh, fussy jar, our other job. Spark scared. The chair, it will not enter. Such words aglowed in dark. The is, it only strikes at us. I suck myself back to, I can't flare this place of working girls. We burn, he lives. We rot, he lives. We occupy, we burn. And how we crack in this potential bone or soul decay. It's this or this. Rhetoric of spectral choice means jaws drop off, little words but sound not heard. Outside of here, earless, blissy manja kicks outside of here. The floor, our house, the floor. The understated incalculate, the underspun, the making of my thick house and its essential lethargy corner. And I of the factory, embroidering grubs, stupidity pins, piles and piles of pins inserted almost flies, almost barbed masses, pupa in the chair, potatoes on the table, forks and plates be chained down. So you're afraid of cloth, because it came from somewhere and it smells. You had to touch it, and when your fingers soaked up pins and lady-made purchase of Capri-stained, well done for it. Matters not. The lace always already fraught with snowy chemist cups, rhododendron crisps, texture for the chinless blissing on their gloves, silk sucking cake eaters above the common puree. Yes, do red slip on the sharp. Do sign it, this that you have made. Because I work, I am nobody. I am absence. I've come here to unlearn what I'm here to work, feel the floors, my shoes, the table, wooden, flash, the wood, the trees, the mud. I have come here to unlearn what I cannot disbelieve. No darkness blacker than bright light. No blacker light, no blacker light. Or because I don't work, I am everything, I am everywhere, I can't be seen. Diatomaceous mist and old particulates that eat the lungs. There is no choice. You breathe, you die. You breathe, you die. And haunting. It is not the spectre we imagine, not tall and raw-boned, bloodless, wild reflection of human form. No, it is a writhing glyph of disembodied hands sucking in and out of itself, mud-sprung, fingers and fist melting, mashing, cracking. It brings no hope. It is not kind. We know it by its traces, for they fear it, hide it. The hands, the heads, the chairs, the legs, the jaws, the webs, the hands we do not see, the hands we do not see, the hands we do not see. And imagine if it found you caught in the sewing machines, your paisley embroidered in your cheek. My thing, knit with anti-lasted. Peering your shoddy pen's lip, abdomen a squiggle as broken English to mop his floors. Well, you do it every day, collecting pins, thread, wire, sparks for the chair's feared fire. So there's a hate so huge, there's little room to harbour it except that building, that pit of floors. You line the seams, run the wire, slow toward the spider. And the everything knives, we have them, metal on which the gross quiet shall occur. Because it's the 1860s and the fucking top hats. La. Drinking 19 alterations of milk in the boiler room under the stairs, anywhere dark enough to see the sheen of black dyed white. Now choking dirge. The weapons I have for lunch I share in the crouch and coax, the pins from bit to floor. Purrs, stroke, rust, mutter, grow, steal, may your roots skulk wide for our storage mouths shrink.